Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fan of Fridays, where I proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not porn related. Why? Because it's been a while since we did any supernatural stories, and I am feeling a little supernatural light. So, let's fix that, shall we, with a supernatural crossover. Kitsune's like ramen? Bye, it's a definite maybe. Okay, now that's just a sentence. Hey, Dean, I think we might have a case, Sam said from his laptop as he looks over to his brother, Dean, lounging on the trashy motel bed. Oh, thank God, it's the motel stuff. Oh, God, I hate that bunker. Well, you Sammy? Let's see, lay it on me, Dean replied cheerfully. There haven't been any cases recently, and he was starting to get suspicious. Well, it says here there have been 5 attacks on hikers' dogs by some kind of animal, apparently going for the brain. Officials haven't been able to identify it by tooth or claw marks. I mean, it could be some new species or something, but I don't buy it. The brunette finished before looking at his older brother. What do you think? Worth checking out? Where is it? Might as well check it out, right? Not like we got anything better to do. Dean quips, kicking out the bed with a low force. The article says it's in a small town in the Pine Barrens, New Jersey. Naruto was upset. He had one rule. Well, more like 2. Or maybe 3, but that's not the point. Do not attack humans! Naruto shouted at the other Kitsune he found some time ago. The unnamed fox boy opened his mouth to defend himself, but was interrupted by the irate blood. Or their dogs, or cats, chickens, or even their fucking territory! It's the end of his rope here. I get this bracket through his head. No killing people or their associates. It's what happens then, kiddo. Hunters come. And you bear prey to Amaterasu, that it's not those whichever one-breader, Wisebreaster, yeah, that's it, Wisebreaster brothers. Kid, when I let you tag along, what were my rules? The blonde asked with clenched teeth, canine sharpened to an intimidating snarl. Rule number 1, stay away from humans. Rule number 2, don't diss the ramen. And rule number 3, if you need or want to go down, tell Naruto and keep your head down. Younger Kitsune recites to sir. That's right. And what rule did you break? All of them? The boy looked at the ground. Naruto sighed, rubbing between his eyes to relieve his migraine. It did nothing to ease the pounding in his head. Kid, I'm sorry I yelled. Honestly, I just worry about you. You're far too young to be on your own yet. Those are the rules I was given years ago, and they worked for me at Karama. So, I guess I just assumed the same for you. His throat tightened at the thought of his brother. The little boy nodded his head, understanding. Hey, boss? Yeah, Konohamaru? Can we please go down? Sure. Time to cause some mischief. That was a pretty point upon first glance. Not something I expect to hold such tragedy. On the drive across country, the brothers had narrowed their suspects down to werewolves or kitsunes. Yes, kitsunes were pretty rare, generally choosing to keep to themselves or away from society, but not outside the realm of possibility. Honestly, nothing was these days. It was such a seemingly quiet town. 90% of the buildings were log cabins. There was a surprisingly large amount of colored paint. In the distance, some kids were running around with buckets of paint. Oh no, pranksters. God help the Winchesters. The hunters cruised down the street, if you could call it that, looking for anything suspicious. They had their fight IDs ready for anyone they needed to question. Seeing as that they had 2 people right in front of them, it made sense to ask them first. As the Impala rolled to a stop next to the boys, Dean rolled down his window. Hey there, we're here for animal control. Here you got one hell of a, well, something down here in the woods. Think you could help us out? He inquired, holding out the IDs for the coaster to 2 examine. One Percy and Thomas Tankman. Very original. 17 both saw the blonde boy tuck the younger one behind him. They also noticed his 3 symmetrical skirt-like tattoos, birthmarks, scars, each lying in cheek. Of course, sir, yeah. There's definitely something in these woods, but Mr. Peterson saw a rogue coyote yesterday. Thinks it might be a raid or something. Hopefully all this ends soon. It's so sad. Sam squeezed the younger boy's hand. Anywho, where do you two need to go? Town hall? Police station? Sam was the one to speak up this time. Could you tell us the nearest directions to the hotel we're in? That'd be great. Yes, politely. Naruto obliged and gave them the fastest route to the nearest motel. It was a nice little place, if a bit small. Very doable nonetheless. Winchester brothers quickly unpacked what they needed, except for the possible case they had. Naruto was in a panic, of course. Of course, they had to be the most infamous hunters in the country. They need to leave. They can't stay here anymore. Too dangerous for the both of them now. He and Konohamaru moved as fast as they could, not seeming suspicious, to their den. A small cabin back a few miles back in the woods. The sun was starting to go down. It would be dark within the hour. When that happens, the hunters will be out. They need to be hidden no matter what. Naruto could hear his heart beating in his ears. There was still a bit to go, and the sun had hit the horizon. It was strikingly beautiful. The bright sky showed a multitude of magentas, reds, and oranges. Not for the current situation. It would have their complete attention. Right now, it just reminded Naruto of blood. What happened? They don't get out. He could feel the beginning of his extra limbs growing. And random author's note, that breaks the story. No need to do that. You can put that at the end. Now was the worst time for this to happen. Damn you, Kurama. Having 8 extra appendices was not what he needed at the moment. They had followed by the pair, gone back to their den. Fox features fully development. He relaxed at the false sense of comfort emanating from the cozy log cabin. Speed walking into the living room, Naruto moved to the couch, feeling a small trapdoor. According to the original design, it was a wine cellar, but the blonde Kitsune had long ago repurposed it as a panic room. Inside the hidden room was wire, a mattress, some food, including various ramen, smoked animal pituitary, and smoked meat. Some medicinal herbs, among other things. After quickly gathering some more resources from the kitchen, as well as some pillows and blankets, Naruto ushered Konohamaru into the cellar. Joining him a few seconds later, he, as quietly as he could, shifted the couch back over the trapdoor. Then, he grabbed the door and slid it closed, blanketing the underground room in darkness. What seemed like hours passed, maybe even days, but the watch of Naruto's wrist tells him otherwise. It'll be 2 hours of this. Both of the Kitsunes were getting antsy. He needed to do something, and card games in the dark wasn't doing it for him anymore. Konohamaru, more so than Naruto, but with him only being a child, was only natural. Just as Naruto got out to stretch, Konohamaru started peering at something. 2 sets of feet were heading their way. But boss, I think it's those humans, the brunette said shakily. I don't want to buy, boss. It was an accident, I swear. I won't get to say goodbye to Miyoki and Udon. I don't want to die. Miyoki and Udon were Konohamaru's human friends and classmates. Naruto hadn't even thought of it. What would his friends think? He didn't have many, but the few he had cared about him wasn't ready to die yet. Tears formed in his eyes, only staying here out of sheer force of will. His downward spirals interrupted by a sharp knock. That knock meant business. Neither boy moved. He wouldn't dare to breathe. It felt any slight movement would let them know they were here. Only the burning need for air forced Naruto to inhale. Sounds constantly held the boy, come to see you, his little brother, even tight. Muffled speak could be heard just outside the door. It was kicked in with a splintering bang. The door to the small cabin flew from the busted lock with a satisfying crack upon impact with Dean's heavy boot. He had been searching the area for clues when he stumbled upon a quaint cabin some miles into the sandy forest. He had to be strict about marking their trail with notches or the like. That is, unless he wanted to join the ever-growing list of missing persons in the Pine Barrens. As the brothers swept the house, looking for any quiet threats, fully in hunter mode by now, they took notice of the colorful decor laying around. The living room, where the front door is, has a 3-seat yellow couch strewn haphazardly over the right arm of a sofa that was burnt orange to a blanket. Pieces of the couch, a matching chair. Both were pointing toward a round oak table with discarded Chinese food, magazines, and other miscellaneous items. Below the table was a gray, medium-sized area rug with strange, orange leaf-like symbols situated in the center. They decided to split up, but after they scared each other around with walking a corner, they decided to stick together. The first bedroom seemed like a child's room, with some pictures hung up on the walls and an abundance of monkey-themed shorts and seats, where Konohamaru was spelled out on the wall above the bed. The second bedroom, there was obligatory for orange. Dear God, that was too much orange. Before they could exit the room, though, something caught Sam's eye. Seeing the dresser had fallen neatly was a belt-like object. While he said leather, it had tattered black fabric on either side of a rectangular metal plate. The same leaf symbol was ingrained into the metal, but this time there was a deep cut through it. Dean noticed his brother hadn't followed him out and went back to see what had kept him. Looking to where Sam's attention was focused, he saw the belt. He reached out and picked it up and tried to wrap it around his waist. He chuckled at his own little joke. Sam wasn't so amused as he took the strange object from Dean and put it back to where he had found it. It looks old and very well respected by whoever lived here, but didn't want to break it. Come on, Sammy, it's just a joke, Dean teased playfully. No, Dean, that thing looks like it's about to fall apart, Sam said as he walked back towards the living room. He did see Dean smirk as he wrapped the belt around his waist again before exiting as well. Back in the living room, they did one last sweep. Nothing seemed to miss at all, other than a terrible color choice. Thump! What was that? Both pairs of eyes gravitated towards the noise. Their eyes whitened. They almost missed the room. The cellar. That seemed like where everyone was. Shit! Was all Naruto could think to say. All he tried to do was step back, but he just given away. They were going to die. Konohamaru was going to die, and it was his fault. He could hardly breathe, but he knew he had to stay strong for his brother. The very least he could do now. There was not escaping the Winchesters. Naruto grabbed Konohamaru and rushed to the furthest darkest corner, wrapping his many tails around the smaller body in a makeshift shield. Their bodies were crossed low to the ground, both trying and failing to become one with the back wall. When the net proved not to work, Naruto poised himself to strike. He would not go down to fight. Light slowly spilled into the cellar, eliminating their supplies of food. The body jumped down before going the stairs. Flashlight! The Winchester brother requested. He tossed the flashlight into his head, carefully grabbing it from his hand. Thanks, man! Another body climbed down, completing the duo. The click sounded through the dank room, and the darkness retreated to the small shadows. With the new light, a figure could be clearly seen. 8 fiery orange tails slashed about. Blonde hair stood out from the slate-gray cobblestone walls. Red eyes shone with ferocity that only rivaled a few monsters the hunters had vanquished. Sam and Dean realized with a start that it was the boy he met earlier that day, and they were truly seeing the situation. They could also see a smaller head of spiky brown hair hidden behind the blonde Dean. Dean was the first to pull his weapon, a large dagger. This action only caused louder snarls from the irate Kitsune. Winchesters were in awe and disbelief. John had written of a multi-tailed Kitsune. They were exceedingly rare and incredibly hard to kill as well as powerful. This was not just an average case anymore. To make the situation harder, the Kitsune was apparently protecting a child. Kitsunes were fiercely protective of children, even putting their long lives at stake as another fixing this kit. Yes, they were good, but he knew when to back down, so as long as he did attack first. Sam spoke. Hey there, I think we met earlier. Animal Control, remember? It took everything he had to keep from stirring. Reading these creatures was one thing, but seeing and experiencing was a whole nother realm. Last, he got no response. Dean, put the dagger down. The brunette demanded. The brother looked down at us crazy. What the hell, man? This thing's ready to strike at a moment's notice. You want me to drop my weapon? Dean asked incredulously. Laura Sankara spoke. A small spoke stuck up. It's not a thing. He's as alive as you are. It was the younger child. He was mostly hidden behind the angry blonde, but his slitted blue eyes glared back at him. His voice not a voice boy out of his trance. Get out, he demanded, simply as he reeled his tails closer to his body. No, okay, we'll leave. But only on one condition that you answer some questions. Do we have a deal? Sam once again cut off his elder. The boss quitted the duo, as well, quite literally sniffing for their lives. When I was satisfied, Ergon replied, "You'll leave? Swear at each other?" None for both brothers. He looked down at his companion. Ears perked listening for any movement. They had a quiet conversation before finally agreeing. Deal! This fic, it has some interesting ideas, making Naruto into an actual Kitsune and Konohamaru his little brother. However, I think bringing in the actual Naruto canon may have been a little bit of a stretch. And especially the author's note tries to say that the Fourth Ninja War and all that actually happened. Like, no. It just doesn't work. It raises too many questions. Not to mention the grammar on this thing is erroneous. Sometimes words are slammed together, and sometimes sentences just become fragments. My advice would be to get a beta, some proofreaders, and take a good long look at what type of plot you want. Still, not too horrible. That was one down, thousands more to go. See you next time.